Well, we're back for another podcast at Indian Motorcycle of San Diego. I have the boss, the guru,
Morning, everybody.
Tim Broadhead. And we have a new guest. Want to introduce our guest?
Yes, we have Chele, who does just about everything here at the dealership, but she's really integral in a lot of our marketing and events. And we have a really big one coming up this weekend. So we wanted to invite her in so she could talk a little bit about it and just go from there.
Well, first, I'd like to say I heard that you had the Children's Hospital event at Rady's.
Yes, and
I heard it was a big. I've heard through the grapevine, through different people and media that that was a great event, and you did an amazing job as always.
Well, thank you. So we've done it since 2018. And the first year that I did it, I couldn't get over the responses from the team on how much fun they had and how they wanted to come back every year. So we've done it every year, but this year I got shut out. We had a few people in the room that were answering phones really fast, but Chele and Dave Timmons from our writing group kept beating me to all the phones. And so I didn't get to talk to a single person, which probably wasn't a bad thing because they did such an amazing job at raising money.
Yeah, I heard it was a new record.
Oh, did they? Because I know they had set,
That's what I heard.
Was it 500,000 that they were trying to raise I don't know if it was the day or not, but the iHeartMedia, they do such a fantastic job with it. And anybody who's ever had a child at Rady's knows how great the care is. And as if fate lined up perfectly, my daughter broke her arm on Monday night and actually had to go to Rady's that same day that we were doing it. But she's fine. But the level of care there is just absolutely spectacular.
It is. And with the way the world is, they do a lot of things with families that don't have a lot of money to take care of the kids. And kids should always be able to be taken care of in a situation there's emergency.
100%. Kids and animals.
Yeah. Those are the things we're going to talk about.
Those are the things we're going to talk about.
So that's a segue, of course, into our pet adoption, which we haven't done a really together in a long time.
We haven't. The last one we did was so successful. And I believe we set records on the number of pets that were adopted, present company included, added to those totals. But hopefully won't repeat that this year on at least me adopting one. Hopefully we break another record. But I'm really excited because we have some of the same groups that were here the last time you guys were there. And the puppies that they had were fantastic. And like I said, I adopted one of them, and it was a great experience with the one I got.
It was. So, Chele, have you been involved with a pet adoption before? Because I know you're very passionate about dogs. You have a beautiful dog.
Thank you.
Yes, rescue.
I do. I have a 11-year-old pit bull mix rescue. She's been with me for 5 years now. I rescued her when she was 6. My intention was to always rescue an older pup. I work in the motorsports industry in a dealership. I don't have a lot of time for a puppy, but I have time for an older dog. She had a lot of training thanks to some of these great rescues around town and back in my hometown. They take the time to actually train them, take them to obedience courses, make sure they're well taken care of with their health. And so I was just very lucky. Her name's Miss Alice, and I didn't change her name. That's the name that the rescue gave her. And, she's been a blessing in my life. All of my friends said, she rescued you at the perfect time. 3 weeks after I rescued her, I broke my ankle. It was my first motorcycle accident, and I was down for the count for 12 weeks. The first time I've ever injured myself, the first time I've ever had surgery in my entire life. And so honestly, she came at the perfect time. And ever since then, it's been a wonderful adventure. And I'm always happy to be able to participate. And I go down into TJ a lot, and I see a lot of dogs that need a lot of attention. And both of our organizations that we're bringing tomorrow work with a lot of dogs that are strays from down south. So I'm very excited to have them here tomorrow. Alice might end up with a new brother. I don't know.
I will tell you, Miss Alice has a better life than I do. That dog is so well taken care of.
Well, so are you. You're pretty well put together.
She surpasses me as how well of a job she does as a mom for Alice. And Alice is here a lot. And we all really enjoy having her around, but
she's here every day.
An
thanks to his gracious heart.
Yes. We are always pet friendly here, and kid friendly and pet friendly. We actually enjoy having pets and kids around. They just make the environment so much more enjoyable.
They do. I think the staff even loves having her. They have bad times. They're like, "Can I have my 30 seconds with Alice?" Absolutely. Come on in. They're therapy.
They are. And a lot of what Tim does is therapy, because we've talked about wind therapy,
Yes.
we've talked about pet therapy,
Mhm.
and this time of year is very hard for a lot of people for
Yes.
different reasons. Uh, um, and so I think this is actually for them. They take the pets.
They really do. And Chele said it perfectly. A lot of times, it's as well, one dog rescued me. And a lot of times it's a very good give and take like that with it. And, the animals you get from these type of events and from shelters, it's almost like they know that, you've come along and you've rescued them, because they just become so amazingly loyal. And, it's hard to be coming home to a very loyal dog like that. Even if you've had the worst day of your life, it goes right out the door as soon as you see that just goofy smile and jumping pet that you have. But no, this time of the year is always very difficult on a lot of families. So we try to do things, whether it's the pet adoption event or rabies. We're sponsoring a family for Christmas that we're buying all the presents for. And then we're a part of iHeartMedia's giveaway each day. We do a $500 gift certificate to certain families that they choose. So it's a beautiful time of the year, but also very challenging on a lot of families. And so whatever we can do to help ease that a little bit, we want to be a part of. But tomorrow's event's a very special one to me. I really enjoy it and have a great time. And I'm going to have my kids here. And fortunately, we don't have any cats coming, because I would probably be forced to adopt all of them from my son.
So we're going to also have some vendors. We're going to have food. Want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah. So we are going to have, thanks to our local Indian Motorcycle Riders group, those guys always give back to our shop, and they have volunteered, a handful of them, to come out and cook for you guys. So we're going to have some free food tomorrow. So definitely come out and enjoy the food. We'll have lunch between 11 and 1. We're going to be doing some raffles as well. So if you donate to the organizations, because you can't rescue a pup, we understand not everyone has the opportunity, the space, or the chance maybe this holiday season to rescue one. But let's say you want to give back to these wonderful organizations that just do so much and go above and beyond for these animals. And honestly, not just for the animals, for the families that the rescue pups go to, they continue to support them. I know that the Fresno Bully Rescue continues to support me with Miss Alice, and they check in with me all the time to see how she's doing. So, you can also donate some cash funds, and we're going to hold a separate raffle for those people and give away a 3-day slingshot rental to go out, have some fun. It's a stressful time of the year, so we want to maybe contribute to having a little bit of fun.
Yeah.
So I know, I love working with you.
Thank you. Ditto.
I feel like we really make impact when we do things together. I think it's almost like we hit our target. It's it's because it's from the heart. And everybody's probably wondering what do motorcycles and pets have to do with, motorcycles. And then the other thing is the same thing with kids. But Tim is the most, and you're gonna get embarrassed, but you are the most giving
Thank you.
person from the heart. And I know for a fact there's a lot of things, because I hear through the grapevine from a lot of people that there's so many people that you've helped that nobody would ever know, because you just don't talk about it. So you're a good person that we love.
Thank you.
I love working with you.
Well, I appreciate it. It's for me, when I grew up, I had a lot of people along the ways that helped me and my family, and it just feels natural to do the same for others. And it's a really neat, and you get a lot of intrinsic value out of it. But, I do it because it feels right, and I enjoy doing it. And the team embraces it, and, they give back just as much as we do as a shop. And, it just feels like the right thing to do, and I enjoy it. So thank you for saying that. I appreciate it.
That's what makes the work that we do so valuable, because I see, myself, I still have a dog, and it's kind of weird, because I'll look at my dog Poe and I think about Tim, because I'm like, if it wasn't for Tim and I working together, I would have never had Poe, and Poe has been the greatest asset to our family.
Yeah. I hope you think Poe's good looking then.
He is. He's actually a stud. He's half Chihuahua, half Terrier. He's tiny.
I remember.
And he goes after pit bulls. He thinks he's bigger than he is. And he's more,
Yes.
but yeah, I can't. Sarah, could you imagine not having Poe? And at first, we really weren't gonna. I mean, so there's a lot of value, and he came to us at the right time. He's been more healing to us, I think, than we've been to him.
So we're going to have plenty of pets out here for people to adopt. They all need great homes. Our goal is to hopefully get all of them adopted. And we've got a cool little Indian dog toy that's going to go to anybody that adopts a dog. And as Chele mentioned, we're going to have lots of raffle prizes for people. And, at the end of the day, we want to raise awareness for the organizations and hopefully get as many dogs adopted tomorrow as possible and just have a great time with it.
So all dogs? Are we having any?
I believe it's all dogs at this one, and I know that D. Tomaso's dogs and both Alma Animal Foundation also do foster. So let's say you can't do a full-time rescue, but you want to contribute. Come introduce yourself. Come ask about the foster program. They both are needing fosters constantly, so maybe that's another option that you can kind of help contribute with. There's definitely lots of ways to give back. You don't have to adopt if that's not what your ability can allow you to do.
Yeah, and even if you just want to come out and hang out with us, if you don't want to or don't have the ability to adopt a pet right now or even give money, just come on out and hang out with us. We'd love to see you. Come get some food and enjoy the atmosphere and get a chance to play and pet some of the dogs for adoption.
Yeah.
So, sounds good. And we're going to have, you never know really what you're going to expect. There's always surprises somewhere along the way.
Yes.
And no pythons this year.
No,
we're asking the pythons to stay away this year.
Yeah, that was terrifying.
I heard they were quite close to the chihuahuas.
They were.
Yes, they were. And
I thought that was interesting. There was a little buzz, little energy going on between the two.
Yeah.
They actually had one on one of our motorcycles, and I wanted to get rid of that motorcycle. I'm terrified of snakes and reptiles.
So no python this year?
Let's hope not. If not, then it'll be a good day.
What I really was planning on adopting at our last pet adoption was the 300-pound turtle.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
The turtle is the turtle we've heard a lot about, and I wish you would have gotten him because that would have been a fun ride to see you on that.
Yeah.
I just Sarah was afraid that if it's a 300-pound turtle, what would have happened to our backyard?
Oh yeah,
the food.
And those things live forever, so you'd never get rid of it.
You'd have your backyard would look like somebody dropped an atomic bomb on it.
But a lot of food.
Yeah, no. So the best story I have is the last time we worked together and I adopted a dog. I had the thing for an entire weekend thinking it was a boy dog, and it turned out to be a girl dog.
Lovely.
And so check under the hood. If you decide to adopt one, check under the hood first.
I heard sometimes when you do that, you still can't tell. Sometimes
there's a lot of fur down there sometimes.
This is going to be another podcast show, another topic.
Another topic. For
it really is a great experience to go through the event. And again, even if you don't end up adopting a pet, it just really ends up being a fun time. And you see the dogs; they've got great energy. They're just really happy, and it's just a really neat thing to be around a bunch of animals like that.
Yeah, and we're gonna have some hot cocoa, some cider. Music. We're gonna be putting the cornhole things out.
Yeah.
Let's just have some fun.
I don't think we had cornhole last time.
Let's just have some fun.
Yeah, we're gonna have some fun, make it a good time, and hopefully get some animals adopted and raise a little money and awareness for the different groups who are here. And as mentioned, we will have vendors here. I'm guessing they'll have product with them, and a lot of times they give away stuff as well. And we might even pull out the spinning wheel, which ends up being extremely popular. One of the spinning wheels to see what you win. Those things, crazy enough, end up being the most popular thing whenever we have events.
There's a bar that it's in La Mesa that has the spinning wheel. Have you heard of it?
No.
I'll take you for lunch there. They have the best sliders in San Diego.
All right. And what do you spin and you win stuff?
Sometimes the whole house gets. I mean, I don't drink, but I'll have drinks once in a while. But they spin and the whole house gets everybody gets drinks, or everybody gets free sliders, and so you never know what it's going to land on. Everybody's wondering what they're going to get. So it's I think the wheel makes the things exciting.
It really does make it exciting, and who doesn't have fun playing cornhole and just other games like that. And we have video games here as well at the shop. But it's just a fun day, great environment to hang out with people, and we think we have a fun environment here, and we try to have a good time, and it's the holidays. So if people need last minute shopping, we always have great apparel and gifts here for people in their lives.
Amazing. I have a lot of your clothing, and and not to mention all the new e-bikes you've gotten.
Yes.
And
Yeah, which has been really obviously popular around the holidays for people buying e-bikes for their children or the special person in their life. So we are fortunate to have 4 or 5 really good brands of
Yes.
e-bikes, as well as all the accessories. And right now is a good time of year because everybody's got really good specials and rebates going on. So anybody who's looking for that great gift for that special person or the child in their life, come on down because we have something for everybody.
so again, going back to what you do is just amazing, because we've talked about how riding a motorcycle for a lot of vets, the wind therapy has had a positive effect.
Yeah.
We've also talked about how pets during this time of year can have a positive effect. You're sure in the motorcycle business, because it seems like you're into making people feel better.
Well, it's interesting. The motorcycle industry is one of the most giving industries I've ever seen in my entire life. I mean, Chele talked about our riding group. They're going to be cooking for us tomorrow. It's a group called the SD Crew, and every weekend they're doing something for charity, whether it's something we're involved with or another dealership is involved with. They are just amazing. They're a great representation of our dealership, but every weekend they're either doing a charity ride or they're doing a ride for maybe a military family that lost somebody. It's just an amazing experience what this group does. And it's just simple part of this industry. Everybody just gives back. They're extremely charitable. We're not the only dealership that does charity events. Every dealership does it, and it's a really neat thing. An industry that most people might think is very hardcore or you have to look a certain way. It actually ends up being some of the most giving, caring people you've ever seen.
Loyalty.
Very much, very much.
Why is it, do you think, that the motorcycle industry is so giving?
I don't know. It's I've had the fortunate experience to work in a lot of different industries, and a lot of corporations and industries will just they do it because they feel they have to do it, whereas the motorcycle industry they want to do it, and it's authentic to how they do it, and so it's just something that's kind of ingrained in the people. But it's across the board.
I think it's the community.
Yes.
It's honestly community based. You don't really see communities around car dealerships. You don't really see clubs coming around car dealerships. If you do have a car club, it's something separate. It's standalone. It's not really pertaining to a dealership. Whereas with motorcycles, especially a small shop like ours that's owned by one person, that the owner's here, you can reach him, you can talk to him, he's attainable, he rides, he's a part of all of the events, he's actually, interacting with people. You build a community around your shop, and it's more of a shop community that you really see. I have the fortunate luck of also having worked at a small shop where I'm from up north, and I got to see that small community. And our competitor, the big other American brand, unfortunately out there, but they did something right. They built community, and they wanted to build it around this particular interest of the misunderstood, the not accepted, the black sheep of the communities most likely, and then they come in and then they're accepted. They're no longer black sheep. They look like all the other guys. They dress like all the other guys. They are interested in all the other things. So you realize it's just community, and Tim understood that very, very well. So he's created an ambiance here at our shop that invites community, right? If you come into this club room, this if you look around, this is all having to do with local community, with our heritage, our U.S. heritage. And in addition to that, I get to bring my dog to the shop. Where else do you get to work? So that's the type of person that runs this place. And I think that invites community. And I wouldn't say it's the motorsports industry. I think it's particular dealerships that do it really, really well, because there's those big box dealerships that you do get that cold interaction. You're just a number, you're just another sale, but you go to the smaller places and they're really about keeping you there. They want to learn about you. They want to know who your parents are when they come into town, what your kids are up to. Oh my gosh, they've graduated, and it's different. It's different when you feel like you're a part of something and you're not just another customer.
I wish we could bottle this up and somehow bring the country back together as one. And that's something that I think you and I have been striving to do, because we know there's a lot of differences in the world and a lot of different beliefs, but that doesn't mean we can't find commonality.
Agreed. And you don't have to have control over millions of people to do the right thing, and every little bit helps. And whether it's the norm or not, just being nice and genuine and giving back to people it's infectious, and you can really impact somebody's day or their life, extremely well doing it. You don't know what's going on in their life or what they're dealing with, and just being a good person and saying the right things and doing the right things. And then the next person does it, and then the next person does it. And before you know it, you start getting masses doing the right thing. And so, I get that maybe it's not the norm, but as people like this in this room start doing it, then other people follow it and start doing it. And before you know it, then it starts to become the norm.
Definitely need to go back to that and find our way back. And I know you're doing your part here. I'm honored to be working with both of you, and I look forward to 2024.
Yes.
And looking for more stories that we can tell of how we can help people.
Yeah, no, it's great. Getting a chance to work with you guys is always a fun thing, because I leave feeling really good, because all we do is talk about things that we can do, either we're currently doing or we're planning on doing, that impact the community and the world in the right way. So I'm excited about it. But you keep throwing the accolades this way, but they need to go this right back at you, because you guys set the right example. And us being a part of it is something we get to do together, which is special.
Well, I appreciate this. I look forward to 2024 and all the great stuff that's going to happen with Indians motorcycle, of course, in San Diego, and then some of the things in San Diego itself. And I thank you both for allowing me to be here today.
No, thank you very much. And Chele, do you want to just briefly talk about the hours for tomorrow and the address?
Yes, absolutely, guys. So remember, our pet adoption event is from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. We're going to have lunch from 11 to 1. Our raffles will be done at 2 p.m. We're going to have 4 baskets full of supplies that are going to be raffled off to anyone that rescues one of our dogs tomorrow. Again, if you can adopt, you'll be entered into a separate raffle to win some cool prizes as well. And just bring the whole family. It's going to be a great event.
Indian Motorcycle San Diego, and our address is 9240 Claremont Mesa Boulevard, and that's San Diego 92123. We hope to see a lot of people out here tomorrow, and hopefully making a good impacts in the lives of some of our furry friends.
Is the website up on there, Sarah? Awesome.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. We'll see all of you tomorrow.
Thank you guys very much.
Thank you for having me.